Blast ahoy and g'day once again to ye mateys! I be your sprightly and reconvalescent Josh the Pirate, and I be your host for this evening, and with me I have me hearty matey, Dan Sewelto. Dan, who the absolute heck are you?
Hello, I am Dan in the meat space, deer in the cyberspace. Pretty much you can't find me anywhere because my social media presence is that of a lurker. Aside from here, playing a Humblewood, but today we're not doing that, are we, Josh?
Well, we're not playing Humblewood, but we're hanging out in the lore space of the Humblewood. I just want to say hi to some people in chat. Danny Plays 100. Yeah, thought you'd join in and see what's happening. Well, Danny, we are doing some homebrewing today because Dan's returning character Helvig Dewpoint died. Very unfortunately, and then he got reincarnated as a Warforged, but he's a hedgehog boy, so the appearance is a bit odd, and we're now going to try and reconcile those two races. Katie Wolfsbane, hi, good to see you. You've just coming home at 7 a.m. my time when you'll normally stream. I'm getting home earlier. Ugh. I'm still the one catching the VOD, and when it's on YouTube, the thought... But I have a good night. Yeah, well, we shall, Katie. Thanks very much for joining us. Omi, the Void Space. Bishop Blood, just body transplant things. Well, that is sort of my intention, but we wanted to, as Jack can't join us this week, we thought, well, rather than just not streaming, Dan and I would sit down and figure out exactly what the heck is going on. But we do have to do a couple of things first. We need to mention, first of all, Ukraine. Because Ukraine is having a bit of a shit time right now, as you may be aware. The link in chat is for the Emergency Action Appeal. It is a group of charities that have come together to raise money for the Ukrainian people who have been displaced by the violence in their country. Over 11 million people have been displaced so far, and over $4 million has been raised to help them, which is pretty sodding great. But it's still less than $1 per person, which is still, like, you know, it probably feels nice to know that there are other people on the other side of the world going, hey, some money, but they could always use a little more. So if you have any pennies in your digital wallet, please consider chucking them that way. If you have some other pennies in your digital wallet, you could check out a very new thing that happened to us literally today. We are now affiliates with Woottenforge, the logo just down there. Our friends at Woottenforge create high-quality wooden tabletop gaming products using beautiful Australian and exotic hardwoods, like this. My beautiful Jarrah dice box and keeper, so I can roll my pretty click-clacks in it. And almost all the dice you see rolled on this channel by the DM are rolled in a Woottenforge dice box. They're extremely pretty things, and in the link I just threw up in chat, you can find the Woottenforge affiliate link. So if you click on the link, rather than just the Woottenforge.com, Woottenforge.com, and then a whole bunch of other stuff, you have to copy-paste it into the browser, otherwise it doesn't work. When you take it over there, we get a bit of a kickback for them, and that's an awesome way to show your support for us and for an awesome West Australian creator and industry supporter, so they are really cool. You can also find the link in the about links of the channel down below, which is probably an easier way of doing it. So that's very exciting as well, really cool. My volume just dropped hard. It looks fine to me. It does sometimes just play around with stuff, and hopefully it'll come right back up again. The latest follow was the Unknown Warlock. The Unknown Warlock, thank you very much for the follow. A fun story. We are going to be homebrewing a Warlock class today because Helvig, aside from being a Warforged, is also a Celestial Warlock, but his patron is literally dead. So, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we need to figure out today. What else do we need to talk about? I need to probably put my old stuff up in chat. Hi everybody, my name's Josh the Pirate. I am the co-founder and channel runner here at Corsair's Cove. I'm also the primary DM. Not always though, because on Wednesdays we've got Tony Karlstrom is coming back to finish the second half of his one-shot that wound up being a two-shot because we faffed about. He was like, normally this takes about 3 hours, and Brendan and I were like, yeah. Turns out we were right, and we only got done about half of it, so we were like, well, it's been 3.5 hours. We should probably stop and go and do something else. So we'll be back this Wednesday for more of that. I'll also be back tomorrow night for Tactics Tuesdays, where I'm going to be... basically, I'm going to, over the next few Tactics Tuesdays, homebrew my own game system, my own RPG system, for Battletech, because there just isn't a good one out there, and I really want to play games in the Battletech unit. I want to DM for other people to drive giant robot warriors in the really gorgeously complex Battletech universe. So that's exciting. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to use Quest for the main system, because it's super approachable and very flexible. But for the actual mech combat, I want to spice things up a little bit and actually come up with my own system. Because I think you're going to need to. If you like my majestic voice, but you also think I could stand to turn the face down a little bit, you can find me in the podcast There Be Dragons, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Scan, Felspar, and his little dragon, Rush. Now to the fun stuff, because we've got some really cool things to share with you this week. Like, Daria has been hard at work, and she has created... I'm gonna go out there and say possibly my favorite piece of character art so far for the channel, and here it is. Yeah, that there. Isn't she beautiful? That is Trish. Trish with the ember lance, and I really love the flame etching along the blade of the ember lance. I love her so much. I was saying to Rach a little while ago, the picture we have of Trish, the original that Repai did, is truly amazing and really sort of inspired who she started out as. But this is very much perfect, I think, of who she became, of who Trish is now, to the point where the old picture isn't Trish anymore. And then Daria pops this up, and we're like, oh my hecking god. Yeah, sweet little Merba baby. Yeah, she's seen some shit now, and you can see it in her eyes, and I just hecking love it. My other favorite thing about it is that she could stand back to back with the image of Kesh that we've got. So they would work really well as a pair. Just visually, that's fun for me. Danny Plays 100. I'd like to ask, is there a place where I can link my own Discord, which I started recently? Danny Plays, what do you do? What is your Discord? I'm curious to know. You can certainly slap it up in chat if you fancy it. You could also join our Discord. Exclamation mark Discord, and we can get communicating over there. We also have all the socials. And our YouTube, which is pretty much up to date. In fact, it is up to date. I uploaded the One Shot Wednesday yesterday. All of that stuff. Find us all there. It's great. So, Dan.
Yeah.
We need to talk about Helvig. So, I'll pop Trish away for the meow. So, he is still a hedge, fundamentally.
Okay.
And I wouldn't want to strip too many of the hedge abilities away from him. I think that would be unfair, because a lot of it is intrinsically who and what he is. So a hedge, for those playing at home who don't have a copy of the Humblewood books, and if you want a copy, there is currently a Humblewood Kickstarter on Kickstarter right now, so you can get a copy through that. Would recommend. Looks very fun. So a hedge has an ability scores a +2 to charisma and a +1 to wisdom. I quite like this lore, and I didn't realize it. Hedge take a little longer to mature than most races, reaching adulthood around 20, and they live for over 120 years normally. And I'm like, that's cool. Helvig might live a bit longer now. And technically, they are size class small. Which I find quite interesting. Well, 3 to 4 feet in height. I think he is now a bit bigger. I would go so far as to say that Helvig is probably a medium creature now.
Hell yeah.
And probably nearer 5 foot.
Puberty.
Yeah. But I don't think we need to increase his walking speed, which is 25 feet. I think he's
No, that's cool. It's
still a
fine.
little bit of a slow boy. I mean, dwarves are
Yeah,
medium,
but I
but
mean-
they also have a 25-foot move.
Yeah, and also he's a dense lad now.
He's dense. He's a dense boy. The one thing I would consider removing, and it's a shame because you've only just used it once, is the natural burrowing. They are natural burrowers. They have a burrowing speed of 15 feet. You are capable of burrowing through soil, but are unable to dig through anything more substantial with just your clawed hands. So I want to take something off, basically.
Okay.
There's 4 really, possibly 5 really cool abilities. But the natural burrowers, spiny quills, which gives you your basic armor class, is 14 plus your dex mod, which is a lot. Omi, the Humbleforged. Actually, Omi, what we're thinking is I'm going to call what he is now an anvil wrought. I think that's because the name came up in chat and we really loved it. So he is an anvil wrought hedge.
Roll for dirt.
Could he get dirt stuck in his gears? Yeah, that would be that would be my explanation of it. That it gets all up in his soft gaps.
No, my soft gaps.
If I was looking for a logical reason, because I'm like, but his hands are metal, he could dig real good with them, right? But I think it would clog up the works, possibly. Spiny quills, yeah, base AC of 14 plus your dex mod, which is dope, but you can't wear armor. You can, even though you can't wear armor, you can still benefit from the armor class provided by shields, so long as you are proficient with them. Curl up, which increases your base armor class to 19. Which I don't want to take away from you because it's just an integral part of what hedgehogs can do, and it's also was very specifically described when you were designing the body that you wanted to retain that ability because it is very hedgehoggy. Happy birthday, by the way. Yes.
No, thank you so much for
Metal digs
the lies.
Yeah, Bishop Blood. Yeah, I was going to say metal dig's better, right? But whatever. Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to logic out a reason to take something cool off him because hedge are really good. Particularly for warlocks, actually. Just the +2 charisma, +1 wisdom. I'm like, that'd be very useful for a warlock. So the curl up, any creature that misses you with a melee attack takes 2d4 points of piercing damage from your sharp quills. And you can actually still use shields while curled up as well.
Yeah.
So it can actually be 21, and even better, because one of the things that you would definitely get from being an anvil wrought, a Warforged, is the +1 to AC. So that would become...
Are we still going with the... While we're in the topic of AC...
Yes.
Currently, I am in the mindset of Silver Spine's AC, which is 20 plus or base plus 10, which is 10 plus 10, 20.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Did you debuff his charisma because he's
plus
really
2.
freaky looking now?
Yeah.
Hey, Adana, thanks for joining us.
It's not just about how handsome you are, Rachel. How dare you?
I think he's still pretty handsome. I actually well, we'll see. We'll see what Daria does with the art. Daria is on it. I would say get rid of the bug stuff, as unfortunate as it would be. I feel the bug speak would have mostly come from being his animal, which he isn't anymore. He's robotic now. That's a valid point.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
I think you would still be able to communicate with your fireflies and Pia, but you'd lose the speak with bugs ability. Yeah, I don't mind that. That's a good idea.
I don't mind that
Bishop
either.
Blood. Because
good.
the natural burrowing it doesn't feel that it makes sense to lose because it makes sense that you could do that better if anything. The curl up. The other one is forest magic. You have deep connection with the magic of the wood. You know druid craft. and can cast Animal Messenger as second level spell once with this trait, forgetting the ability to do so after a short rest. Again, it's a warlock.
It's like I made this character, Josh.
Yeah. It's like you are actually a power gamer, just very down low.
It's not. Let's be real. I'm a power gamer. Let's be real. Let's not lie to all of these good people watching.
Or maybe that's a racial spell. Yeah,
Forest
I think
magic?
I don't mind the forest magic, though possibly you get to keep Druidcraft but lose Animal Messenger.
Because I can't talk to bugs anymore.
Because you can't
That's
talk
fine.
to bugs anymore. That tracks. Then we switch over to Warforged and see what we're talking about here. What bits we want to cherry pick out of it, because there's Constructed Resilience, which is crazy good. You were created to have remarkable fortitude, represented by the following things. You have advantage on saving throws against being poisoned, and you have resistance to poison damage. Totally tracks. Totally tracks that would be the case.
That's true.
You don't need to eat, drink, or breathe. I would be happy to say you don't need to breathe. No, I think you do. I reckon you're fire. I reckon you're fire powered.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
And fire needs air to work.
Yes.
So I think, yeah, you can hold your breath for a little while by shutting down all external vents and just keeping the fire internal with the oxygen you've got in you. But eventually the fire will die down, much in the same way. You don't breathe, but you do need air. So you're immune to any sort of stuff that's in the air that would be poisonous.
So like inhaled stuff, like dank-ass farts.
Yeah. I reckon you can smell, but it's a sort of an ethereal sort of sense of smell. But yeah, you can't be hurt by stuff in the air, but you do need to breathe. Likewise, I think you need to eat and drink.
Into the furnace it goes. Nah.
Yeah, pretty much. Just it's fuel. You're immune to disease. Again, that totally tracks. And I also think you don't need. I think you need to sleep. I don't, because it says you don't need to sleep, and magic can't put you to sleep. I'm like, I think you should have to sleep, because I think he's just a normal boy with a metal body. So I think he has to eat and sleep, and I don't think he's got any special resistance to being put to sleep.
Like Hope does. True.
Yeah. Sentry's rest. When you take a long rest, you must spend. This is all about being asleep, so I don't think that's a problem at all.
That doesn't matter if I have to sleep anyway.
Yeah. You don't get that. Integrated protection is the other one that makes total sense. Your body has built-in defensive layers which can be enhanced with armor, so you gain a +1 to your armor class. You can don only armor which you have proficiency, and to do so you basically make it part of you. And while you're alive, your armor can't be removed from your body against your will. I'm more than happy to say that you get the +1 to the AC, but Hedge
Not
can't
the
wear
rest.
armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have to, for the power gamer and also for the rules master.
Yeah.
My AC right now is 22. That would put me at 23. With the whole Silver Spines thing.
Well, herein lies the thing. So I think that +1 is where I think we have to go back. We drop the Urali stuff. We drop the Silver Spines.
Okay.
Because, it's not magical. You've got one of them in there now. The rest aren't there anymore. The original Silver Spines are gone. Now it's a different kind of
inferior construct. Okay, so we go to...
And his dex is what, +3?
2.
2. So it'd be 14 plus your dex +1. So 17.
17.
And you can crank that to 20 by curling up.
Okay. Sure.
I reckon you get +1 from being made of metal and +1 more from your single remaining metal spine.
Okay. Yeah.
So call it a +2 to your armor class, your integrated protection, for being mostly made of metal and stone.
For 18.
So
Okay.
it gives you a quite decent.
Yeah, it's decent.
Yeah, and you can use.
It's not god tier.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello.
And the curl up would be 21 then.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. And then other things from Warforged: specialized design, you gain 1 skill proficiency. No. And 1 tool proficiency.
No.
Also no. No, I think the bits we take the cherry picking out of the Warforged are going to be the constructed resilience and the integrated protection, or bits of them. And in exchange, you lose the speak with bugs and the ability to cast Animal Messenger. Do we think that's balanced? I think that's balanced. If anything, it's a little quite OP.
Well,
We are.
He is like, in terms of the combat effectiveness. A milkshake. Yeah, give Robo Helvig a milkshake. It is like comparatively like net down, but that's because Eurelia was like obscene to begin with.
I'm not trying to undo that. It's just
Does
but
it-
it is
does
a
it-
pleasant byproduct of it.
I am very suspicious. It's
Did you kill him because of
let
Eurelia?
this guy. I'm still suspicious to this day. That'll never go away. Suspicious because unhittable.
Area effect. What's the most area effect? A snake's stomach.
No.
Eat like Hope does. Yeah. Robots do tend to need to go into sleep mode. Yeah. Reverse Pinocchio.
Yeah, that's true.
In what way? Like he's not a real boy now?
I think that's exactly it.
New boyo, Robo Helvig. Yes, I see you in hell. Yes, we are working out what Robo Helvig is. He is made of metal, to be fair. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is I think it's a decent balance. I think I've been replacing bug speak with constructed resilience and
Yeah.
a little bit of what's the other one? Integrated protection. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he doesn't need to breathe. Oh, he gets resistance to poison damage and being poisoned. He's immune to disease, and he gains a +2 to his armor class. In exchange for can't now speak with bugs.
TLDR, can't speak with bugs, no animal messenger. Which, by the way, was quite PogChamp S tier during season 1.
Yes, you used it very nicely there. I tell you what, with the animal messenger, I'd let him have it, but he'd have to use a spell slot to cast it now.
Okay.
But does that track?
It feels wrong.
Okay.
It feels like it feels like we are like half-assing.
Yeah, no,
like
valid.
commitment to now
Valid.
can't speed with other bugs except for fireflies.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Good point. I'm just like, no, but I want to, like, I'm wanting to be nice. I'm not wanting to nerf Dan's character, but I actually don't think I am.
Too much. No.
I mean, Serum, you're not wrong. He is very sexy. Funniest character I've ever made was my Wood Elf Reborn Trickster Cleric. She sometimes forgets to do things like eat, drink, or breathe to the horror of her party mates. I want to nerf Dan. Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, it is his birthday.
Nerf hammer. It's not.
Cool.
Don't
Alrighty.
fall for this slander.
So that's I think that's a pretty good balance. I think that's pretty fair. for what we do with that. But now, the really tricky, the knotty problem. You can't fool me. Dan's birthday is April 1st.
April 1st is every such stream I'm in, apparently.
Yeah. I love it that Ghost of Mitch's past still haunts you.
Yeah. More than soft cap. Bring back soft cap.
Bring back the soft cap.
Oh, goodness.
Alright, so now we need to talk about being a warlock.
Okay, alright.
So, I think it was reasonably obvious that what I was doing was putting in front of you an option for an Amaranthine to become your patron. And Henwin was going like, hey, if you're up for it, here's a little rose. Maybe.
Oh my god, I've never been asked out by a god before.
The lore on Henwin is fascinating as well. Henwin is the only Amaranthine that does not have a specified gender.
Yeah.
And they are... Henwin. Where are we? 66. There she is. He is. They are. So that's the rose symbol, which is super cute. I really like that. It's blossoming yellow rose. Henwin, the patron saint of hedges, or patron spirit of hedges, venerated by the humble folk of all kinds. They're the Amaranthine of balance and teach that all things in the forest must be respected, as all are connected with the great web of kindness. To be respected as it is thanks to the sun that the plants grow, and because the plants grow, all living things have food. Decayed foods turns to soil, which nourishes more life. The teachings of Henwin asks followers to take into consideration the many kindnesses which brought each of them into being and nourished them throughout their lives. It is only fitting then that Henwin is said to be a hedgehog who spends their life in the forest. Storytellers say that they reside in the ancient part of the wood, hidden from the eyes of most mortals, where they inhabit a tangle of roots from every forest that has ever grown. Here they tend a large garden of moss, fungi, and insects, helping to keep the living roots healthy. Unlike other Amaranthine, Henwin is not described as male or female. Being a spirit of balance, they are considered to possess traits of all genders. They are often depicted carrying a yellow rose, which is their symbol. When a yellow rose blooms, it is said to be Henwin blessing a forest with the beauty of their quiet grace. The roses are often given as tokens of friendship.
Oh.
And there's other stuff. Augustus Frogbottom. Dan has naturally rose lips, like a Latin... Dan is Southeast Asian, technically speaking.
Yeah.
Yes. I bet you're wary of older women bearing gift apples.
It's an occupational hazard.
Switch Helvig to Sorcerer now because he is magic? Ooh.
I did consider that.
Yeah.
As part of the pitch, if we hit like I really, like, in my perfect world, try and keep like at least warlock mechanics and eldritch blast and all of that. Mainly because, you know, I think that's just
it's him, it's his thing.
Yeah. What Helvig brings, not only like in the cast but also like at the table. Yeah. In terms of mechanically,
and the healing of that as well, because he is the party healer.
Yeah.
Although he is a cleric in the party now.
So I don't need to focus on that so hard. And honestly, and we'll probably go into the personality stuff much later, but he is like developing more into like a more direct person since he's like becoming more confident in himself. Like both is just he went through such many ordeals. Like the Trish thing, they've all seen some shit.
Yes. Hi, Tony. Yeah, we are doing some homebrewing today. We are working out what Helvig is now, and we are talking about what pact he would be, what kind of warlock he is, because technically he is a patronless warlock. The thing is, he does have some residual power. It's all that there is left is what he is left, and there is a tiny link Warlock of funny purple
Like purple
website.
website.
Hey,
Oh,
Valiant
Valiant.
Odyssey. Roleplay confidence, asking for a friend. Tricky, I don't know. Because I do it all the time, but it's
I think confidence. Like, just to get real for a second. My perspective on confidence is not so much a lack of inhibition, but the ability to, like, turn that off when you want to.
yeah.
So, any socially awkward person's probably got their own, like, happy space where they feel like the most comfort in, and maybe, like, without assuming, obviously everybody is different, they live different lives, but where, you know, they can, like, let all of that stuff fall away and they can just, like, relax, like maybe asleep or whatever. But you just kind of dig deep from that kind of energy.
Yeah.
Be like, but what if you just, you know, not so much don't care, but more like, well, I think this is the right thing to do, so I'm just gonna commit to my own convictions. And that's pretty much where it starts.
It's very, very good, very good answer. My response is, like many performers, I am an extroverted introvert. I am a gregarious introvert. So I enjoy people and I enjoy talking to them, but then after that I need to turtle and go into my bubble and stay there for a while. And so when I am interacting with large groups of people, it's a performance. It's a persona, a character that I put on. So it's not me. Is a big trick. And once I've got that shunted off, I sort of like, there's a little partition in my head where this isn't the person they're talking to isn't actually Josh, or not the one down the little quivering lump of insecurities that is Josh. It's a suit of armor that I wear to protect myself in those situations. And yeah, I suppose I hope that's my approach to it, but I don't know if it's imitatable. It's sort of, everybody sort of finds their own way to it, I guess.
Yeah.
And it works for me, but I can't promise it'll work for anybody else. It's advice I've given to several people, and a few people it worked for. Oh yeah, inhabiting a character really helps with insecurity. Absolutely. I went to high school with a guy called Mark, and Mark had terrible migraines. All the way through high school, and the only time he didn't was when he was on stage. Guy was phenomenal actor because he wasn't him when he was in character, and his migraines went away. And so he never felt more comfortable than when he was on stage, because he wasn't being himself. At school, at least, did not have a particularly powerful personality of his own, but then he'd get him up on stage and boom. And we were like, wow, you didn't have very much to overlay over the top of, so it just came super easy to you, didn't it? I never relax. However, I can mock confident people, especially overconfident people. So like Josh, I'm doing a performance, but it's from my comedic strengths. Oh, comedy is always a good place to go with, yeah. Cool. Well, that was an interesting aside. Thank you for joining us on it. It was a good question. Well asked. So, talking about warlocks.
Yes.
Currently, Helvig is a celestial warlock, Pact of the Celestial from Xanthar's Guide. And let's have a look. And I don't actually have that in PDF, but I've got my beautiful copy here. For my dear Josh, with love from Karen, December 2017.
Oh.
On the inside cover.
You're too adorable.
We are very cute. So, the Warlock features the expanded spell list, bonus cantrips, Healing Light, and Radiant Soul at level 6, which you are. So, bonus cantrips, you get Light and Sacred Flame.
He's a Hedgehog Valiant. Which I think are the same as a Porcupine. I'm not sure.
Porcupine are a little bigger and much bit. Well, they're a lot bigger, but they're so it's the US version, I think, and significantly nastier. Big, very sharp spines. Charisma 20,
specifically
18, intelligence bard. Oh dear.
specifically, so you can. Hold on, let me find the specific kind of hedgehog so you can you can Google how cute those are. I'll put it in chat so you can copy past it. Wait. I'm trying to find it in my references. Oh my god, they're too cute. There we go.
Me? I can put it up on the screen.
Oh, you put it up on the screen?
I can put it up on the screen.
Oh, okay. Sure, I will do that. I hope I can just copy paste in here and not I'll have to worry about it. No.
Put it in the Discord.
Please hold.
I'm going to read the Warlock bits. The healing light, you gain the ability to channel celestial energy to heal wounds. You have a pool of d6s that you spend to fuel this healing. The number of dice in the pool equals 1 plus your Warlock level. So currently it would be 7. As a bonus action, you can heal one creature you can see within 60 feet, spending dice from the pool. The maximum number of dice you can spend at once equals your Charisma mod. Roll the dice you spend, add them together, and restore the number of hit points equal to that total. Regain expended dice after you finish a long rest. Radiant Soul. Starting at 6th level, your link with the Celestial allows you to serve as a conduit for radiant energy. You have resistance to radiant damage, and when you cast a spell that deals radiant or fire damage, you can add your Charisma modifier to 1 radiant or fire damage roll of that spell against its targets. Which is very good, very useful. Have we found the hedgehog?
It's too hard. I can't do it.
What kind of hedgehog is it?
Algerian black hedgehog.
Oh, okay.
They're so cute. I like their little, frosted tips, spines, quills.
Because I have another way.
Yeah, to Google it, Josh.
Algerian black.
That's his old body, though. Now he's a robot, but we're dealing with that.
Algerian black hedgehog. Oh my god, they are cute.
They're so cute!
That's the one. That's the one we want.
They're so precious.
Alright.
Alright.
Put the book away. There he is. Boom.
Oh, now I have to wait for the stream delay.
That's Helvig.
Ah, yes.
Very, very cute. Holy moly, it's like looking at the melted chocolate and smelling the sweetest flowers at once.
Exactly.
Look at this little boy. Look at him. Look at his little face.
Yep.
Yeah, that's very, very cute. Penny's prickly pigs.
Now he's a robot.
Now he's a robot hedge.
Yeah.
I was out. I walk at night. I have insomnia. So, and when I was that one. Look at that one. When I was living in the UK, I used to go down to the local park, and around midnight every night during autumn and winter, all of a sudden there would just be these little hummocks that sort of just trundle around. It looks like just lumps of grass. You get close, and it's like dozens of hedgehogs just wandering around, having a midnight forage. And I was like, oh my god, it's the cutest things. And they're totally tame as well. I went over to them and was patting them. And I was like, this is amazing. Why is there no one else here? Sonic is bullshit. Give us cutie patootie hedgehogs, Sega. Yeah, none of this uncanny valley bullshit. Celestial Resilience. Starting at level 10, you gain temporary hit points whenever you finish a short or long rest. These temporary hit points equal your Warlock level plus your Charisma mod. Yeah, because that's what he needs. More hit points. for me to take away from him.
He doesn't have that much hit points. He's not
No.
like Bennett, Josh. We have
right.
pads so much. It was his AC that was the problem.
Right, yeah.
For you, anyway. I was having fun.
Cool. Well, so my thinking is almost to just sort of, because none of the others really jump out at me as a particularly good alternative. For example, I went and got, I went and had a look. Where are we? We've got the player handbook. So the great old one, nah. Fiend, nah. It's where does his power come from? The Archfey, you don't know any. I think the only place it really could be is
the Fiend.
It's
that's the real answer.
You have to talk to Nevermore.
I knew it. I knew it.
So Nevermore has a homebrew warlock mishmash as well, for his one level of warlock. So the Archfey, nah. Fiend, great old one, nope. But then I went and had a look at alternative third level pact boons. There is the Scourge, which isn't very Helvig at all. Basically, you get like a whip, like a hexblade, but it's a whip. There is the Pact of the Bastion, which did kind of like was like, because what is he currently? Because you have a what is his pact of? What is he the pact of?
I really latched onto the idea when during the whole shtick of like Jude being the paladin of Helvig essentially, just to like keep him afloat, and then going like beyond, like obviously Jude has to go back to Gaspard. That was like, we knew that was gonna happen. This was a temporary thing, but like, what does it mean to be like a warlock of the self? And I think that's like, it felt appropriate as in like his like next step of like his journey of like, now he has to, well, not he has to, but before he didn't really have much like self-confidence, etc. Also, this is why the sorcerer thing came up, because sorcerers are about like, oh, their innate magic, like maybe the aspect of, because they were so intrinsically connected in the soul, that like the aspect of the fire changed it in some way. But I guess it's that like the idea of that sorcerer, but now it's like, he's developing himself to be his own person. He's not that powerful anyway. So like in terms of like the one-to-one mechanics of, I mean, warlocks comparatively aren't as powerful as a sorcerer, and I would think that would be weird if he just like got the power spike from switching to sorcerer. For like, now I have confidence, power of friendship.
I mean, I don't mind the idea of him becoming a sorcerer, and because he's been through an awful lot. He literally merged with the plane of fire at one point. You could come away a little bit stronger out of all of that. That's another good point. So the other thing you got from Literarily was disadvantage on all your stealth checks. I would remove that disadvantage now, because it is now very much part of you. I think if we're going to make the loss of AC more fair, we'll take away the disadvantage.
That's fair. We're basically taking away all of Literarily is what's happening.
Basically,
we're just keeping like the smidgen.
You would have disadvantage on stealth and sleight of hand, and I think we can just remove that, because it's like he has sort of reconciled that with himself.
Yeah, and I do think that generally lower AC is appropriate, because now he's like less of a walled person. Like he's gonna basically start opening up and probably cut people. So let's not give Josh too much of a headache that a frontliner has a 22 AC now.
He's Pact of the Chain, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was Pact of the Chain with Peter.
I don't think we changed that. That's still very much a thing.
Opening up his soft gap. That's a way to put it.
Polar Bear Warlock of the Ancient One. Ooh.
Oh me, why
That's
not
cool.
pact with Gaspard as a thank you for borrowing Jude? He doesn't want to pact with any Amaranthines, especially Gaspard. Have you seen how sassy Gaspard was on the way out? No. He knows what his worth now and his boundaries with making pacts with people. Also, it's kind of like it's awkward because it's third wheeling with Gaspard and Jude.
Yeah. You've already had a lot of Jude and Helvig time. We need some space.
I support my chosen siblings' choice of potential romantic partner. So I'm just gonna leave that be.
So I actually think what we need to do is homebrew you up something new. I reckon we need to Pact of the Self.
Hell yes.
I think that's what needs to happen.
No. Well,
and I reckon
I'm so excited.
I reckon we can base it in the Celestial. I think that's where it came from. I think that's where his power is still essentially from. But it's more like Pact of the Plane of Fire, sort of. And because it's come up in chat before, the question come up in chat before about how he, what happened to the Hive Heart. The Hive Heart was part of the aspect of fire that was left. It was similar to, it was basically, we had the shard of the ice elemental. I cannot now remember what it was called. But they had that bit was left over from, there was this titanic battle between these two creatures, and one bit was left and smushed together into that magic weapon, and the other half was the Hive Heart. The bit that got left over from the fire demon up here. And the Hive Heart had been sort of misunderstood. Pact of the Great Rhythm. The pact of friendship we made along the way. I like Pact of the Great Rhythm. So yeah, I think we need to make a Pact of the Self. I'm
gonna have lots of notes.
So yeah, what level would he spell level? You just get all of them, don't you? You just get the entire expanded spell list, but
No. So how warlocks
they become
work,
available.
Josh, it's worse. It's worse than other characters. As in, it's treated as if it's part of your warlock spell list of options. When you gain like a spell from like leveling up or something, you can choose Cure Wounds instead of any other warlock spells. So it's not like druid or sorcerer.
That's rubbish.
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
I hate that. Because what's he got at the moment? Spells.
I shall open the thingy.
Vampiric Touch, Fly, Cure Wounds, Guiding Bolt, Expeditious Retreat, Animal Messenger, which he doesn't have anymore, Lesser Restoration, and Ray of Enfeeblement.
Yeah, that's tied to the Forest Magic, so that'll go away once I edit it out.
Yeah.
Or you do.
I mean, we're not going to be using the Roll20 any longer anyway.
I'm on D&D Beyond. But yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he'd still have all of his cantrips. Light, Sacred Flame. Bonus cantrips. Light and Sacred Flame. Let's look at them first. What would be, if anything, a more appropriate pair of free cantrips for
list.
Yeah.
The power of the internet.
5e.
The Great Flame.
I like that. Yeah, Pact of the Great Flame is kind of cool.
Level cantrip, please.
Give me all cantrips, not just by class.
What happens? Oh.
Cantrip only. All the spells. Okay, Acid Splash, Blade Ward, Booming Blade, Chill Touch, Control Flames, Create Bonfire, Dancing Lights, Druid Craft, Eldritch Blast, Encode Thoughts, Firebolt, Friends, Frostbite, Green Flame Blade, Guidance Gust, Infestation. Doesn't make any sense anymore given the changes we've made to him. Lightning Lure, and Mage Hand.
And there's a bunch of this.
Oh, there's more.
There's a
only
lot.
got to
There's a
M.
lot more.
I was like, Sacred Flame wasn't here. Magic Stone, Mending Message, Mind Sliver, Minor Illusion, Mold Earth, Poison Spray, Prestidigitation, Primal Savagery. Ooh. Produce Flame, Ray of Frost, Resistance, Sacred Flame, Sapping Sting, Shape Water, Shillelagh. I'm not giving you Shillelagh. Shocking Grasp, Spare the Dying, Sword Burst, Thaumaturgy. Actually, I would not be shut off to the idea of Shillelagh because I don't think he'd use it. Thorn Whip, Thunderclap, Toll the Dead, True Strike, Vicious Mockery, Word of Radiance.
See, the thing where I was like, I considered Shillelagh is because, with the idea of
him getting braver.
Yeah, and the Pact of the Self is him like channeling that more like confidence into a weapon to bash people with, especially because charisma is only good. Charisma is only a good stat.
Yeah.
But now he's learning to channel that. I don't think Primal Savagery works in that sense either, because he's not Trish levels of going into a barbarian.
No.
Of like, I'm gonna mold.
And if he did, he'd just sort of curl up and jump on people.
Like the way he killed.
Yeah, that one time.
The first time. Yeah.
How about Message? It's about oneself and one mind.
That's true.
No, you don't. Mage Hand, Druidcraft, Minor Illusion, and Eldritch Blast.
I thought I had Message already.
I would be.
I dig that.
I would. Yeah, I think that one kind of tracks. Another one that would be very Helvig is Mending.
But okay, what's chat saying? I just realized I missed a bunch looking at the cantrip.
Toll the Dead is OP when paired with Spiritual Weapon. Word of Radiance is cool and would fit the light within. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
I like that, Lizelle. Good thought. Celestial Burst as a cantrip. As in, like... I'm actually wanting to theme it more Firewoods than Radiant Woods now.
Yeah.
Mind Sliver? What does Mind Sliver do? You drive a disorientating spike of psychic energy into the mind of one creature you can see within range. The target must succeed an intelligence save or take 1d6 psychic damage and subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw it makes before the end of your next turn. Oh, cool. So you get better at it the more you do it. Mind Sliver makes sense as well, actually.
I don't think it does to me.
No?
As in...
He wouldn't use his mind to hurt people?
Yeah, no, I feel like it feels like that's like that goes beyond like self-confidence into like actually imposing like your will upon somebody.
Valid. Likewise, you wouldn't like Friends or something like that.
No, yeah, because it'll be like, yeah, you're charming them into doing something they probably may not do. It's more like it in my brain, it feels like more self buffs. Like Word of Radiance does like Mizelle's pitch. Guidance, yes. I think like finding more confidence in like and like getting more. Yeah.
Guidance.
Yeah.
I think guidance, but also let's have a look at Word of Radiance. I'm not very familiar with it.
It's like a AoE blast.
Word of Radiance.
For me.
You utter a divine word, and burning radiance erupts from you. Each creature of your choice that you can see within range must succeed a con save or take 1d6 radiant damage. I would reflavor it as fire damage, but yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see Word of Radiance. I could see message. I could definitely see guidance. What else have we said? Blade Ward, Lightning Lure, Sword Burst. Shock stuff from being made of metal. Oh yeah, if anything, he's hot. Though I would definitely give you heat metal as one of your options for your expanded spell list.
That's fair.
Hey, Bloody Zero. Good to see you, my mate. How are we?
Wait, hold on. I need to actually put my options down. Word of Radiance.
Definitely see that one. Fitz
Guidance,
Finding Light Within,
message.
yeah. I could actually see, given what he's been through, Toll the Dead.
Pitch it to me.
Just because he's
how do you
been
see
there
it?
already.
Yeah.
Because he knows what it is to... He can almost see the spirit leaving the body. I think he has sort of this connection with what lies beyond, because very few actually cross that way and come back the other direction.
Sorry, I just saw Rachel's... I just saw Rachel's comment to heat metal on himself and just bear the enemies. And I was like, oh no. Oh god, that's so brutal.
Eat me! Just burning inside.
Like,
yeah.
oh no. And it'll be like, and they'll be stuck on him.
Ooh.
Oh god.
I mean, yeah,
Okay.
you don't want to meet anybody else who knows that spell. Any enemies, say. Guidance mending message. And one more for cantrips,
I
maybe.
did say Shillelagh was on there. But that's probably at the
yeah.
bottom.
I think Word of Radiance
Well, I
tracks
put
really
that
well.
person at the top. Okay.
I wasn't thinking Toll the Dead. I was thinking Spare the Dying.
Yes. I agree with that more.
Yeah, that's the what I was thinking
than
of.
Spare the Dying.
Encode thoughts. What does that do?
With
With a finger on your head, you pull a memory, an idea, or a message from your mind and transform it into a tangible string of glowing energy called a Thought Strand, which persists for the duration, which is 8 hours, or until you put it back in your head. The Thought Strand appears in an occupied space.
Spare the Dying.
If you cast a spell while concentrating on a spell, or ability that allows you to read or manipulate the thoughts of others, you can transform the thoughts or memories you read rather than your own into a thought strand. Ooh. Casting this spell whilst holding a thought strand allows you to instantly receive whatever memory, idea, message, or thought, or message the thought strand contains. It's just message with extra steps.
Yeah, it's just messages with the extra steps, and also
it's more
recipient
complex.
needs to have encode thoughts as well, because the idea is for the spies in Ravnica.
It's a
that's what
Ravnica thing.
And
Right.
that's why I think that's why that makes sense.
Sure.
That's why it's the least used cantrip in the game, Bishop Blue.
So you can read your own thoughts. You can't share it with your buds. Yeah, it's a good idea. And you've got Mage Hand already. Infestation doesn't track at all now. Frostbite, no. I could see Firebolt, but you've got Eldritch Blast.
The redundancy.
You've already got Druidcraft. Create Bonfire, totally, if you wanted it. So what have we said? We've said
how many do we get?
2.
That was a lot. 2.
Light and Sacred Flame. So
I think we should
consider
have
swapping
one
them.
fire one.
Yeah.
Just to acknowledge that bit of his
Yeah.
new thing. And one
Word of Burnination.
more, one abomination. one more closely tied to the whole like self thing.
Great bonfire. Immolate them, man.
Them. Oh, good.
Well, that's what Word of Radiance would do as well. And Word of Radiance cannot hurt the people you like who are near it. Magic
Is that what that
Stone?
does?
Yeah, you can selectively not hurt people with it.
That's
Shape Water
kinda
sadly
nice.
doesn't track at all. Shape Water is like my favorite cantrip.
Each creature of your choice. Oh.
Poison Spray, Mold Earth. No, I don't think we need to find any more.
No.
Message. Tracks. Makes sense. For the good boys who don't fuck, though. Henwin fucks. It's Helvig. Henwin is the deity.
Henwin's the deity.
Immolation. No
He's
breathing.
also not into Henwin.
Yeah, he's not into Henwin. I was like, wow, that's a pretty hard no on that one. Okay, hard pass. Wow.
Sorry, Henwin. I respect you as an Amaranthine and also your followers, but damn.
Nah, bro, you're good. That's how Henwin sounds. Like, nah, bro, you're all good.
Oh
Canon.
no, they're a frat entity.
I was actually aiming for sort of African American. Oh,
yeah.
bro. Hey, bro. Nah, man, you all good. Sort of Midwest. I don't know. I'm not very good at American accents. So yeah. Guidance. I think guidance jumps out to me as like, yeah. Message also makes total sense, and as does Shillelagh, if you like. Basically, I put the question to you. The highly racist American accents. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I'm really bad at those ones. Or good at them. I don't know. I'm really good at the really racist American accents. Yeah. Guidance makes sense to me, says Bishop Blood. Julius Flavius, hey!
I also like the idea of Word of Radiance is kind of like getting pushed to the brink or being like, no, that's my boundaries.
Yeah.
So I think that is like the fire spell.
Yep. So it's a Word of Radiance. Radiance. And just for the way we're flavoring him, I really like Guidance.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for the sub, Julius. Good on you, mate. Guidance.
Just for the power gamer in me, you'll get to see this unfold.
I am fine with that. As long as you are Piet, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm more like, also, does Smoothie have it?
Oh, I don't know. But I can easily find out.
Because we didn't really do much checking.
For
as in,
overlaps. For double ups.
Yeah. Mainly because I don't. If Smoothie's that kind of character and we barely, met the guy, I don't want to be like.
Well, he hasn't used it yet,
And
as
now
far
I'm
as I
pumping
recall.
the guidance. Guidance.
And Pagans.
Because if not, I think that's great. I'm just also.
That's the way to go.
Yeah. I'm just mindful of
Yeah. Double ups.
the other cast members and their fantasies at the table.
Impoliani. Smithy. To you.
Doo-doo.
Spinning Wheel of Doom. Okay. Smoothie of Humblewood.
Doo-doo.
Spells. Smoothie has Mending Sacred Flame, Spare the Dying, Thaumaturgy.
Great guidance it is.
He also has Bless, Elevated Sight, Command, Fairy Fire, Healing Word, Protection from Evil and Good, and Sleep. Calm Emotions, Moonbeam, See Invisibility, Spiritual Weapon, Zone of Truth, Animate Dead, Aura Vitality, Bestow Curse, and Leomund's Tiny Hut.
Bestow Curse. I see we have an edgelord. I'm kidding. Love you, Jack, if you're listening.
I think he's out. I think he's traveling at the moment. Which is why we're doing this.
He'll know. He might watch the boss.
True. So yeah. So that's our bonus cantrips. We are saying is Word of Radiance and Guidance.
Do I have? Wait, hold on. Do I have Dark Vision? It doesn't matter, but I was like,
No, I don't think so.
great, that's fine.
Then we say healing light. I actually have no issue with.
Neither, especially since that's like, I
It's
think
his
he's
whole
taking
thing.
that on himself, and it was his stick. Especially with the whole yes, he got that power from the aspect of fire. So I think that it was like his spin, the power translated over with Helvig's personality, and that's how it came about.
So let's look at the expanded spell list then. Let's say spell level 1. First levels, filter spells. Because it's Cure Wounds and Guiding Bolt. And I don't mind them.
Cure Wounds makes sense with...
Careful not to take cantrips and spells that do the same thing. Yeah, absolutely, Bishop Blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cure Wounds particularly totally tracks.
Yeah.
I think he is a very Leone handsy sort of a person, though. Though I would be okay with Goodberry instead. If you want a healing thing, because he is a very sort of nature-y boy. He likes working with his hands. He likes growing stuff.
That's true.
I could see Goodberry making as much sense for Helvig. Oh, there are so many. Cause Fear. Bless.
That's on there. That's on my brain. Guidance and Bless are similar.
They are
similar.
They
are, but they do different things.
Bless does a continual effect.
Guidance is ability checks only, and
yes.
Bless is attack rolls and saving throws.
Yeah, so there actually is no overlap. And Bless is a much shorter. Arms of Harda, Armor of Agathis. Do I want to even... Protective magical force surrounds you, manifesting as a spectral frost that covers you and your gear. I mean, you gain 5 temporary hit points for the duration. If a creature hits you with a melee attack, while you have these hit points, they take 5 cold damage. No.
Heroism, Josh.
Ooh, yep. I have no issue with that.
It's true. They are already bleeding in terms of the spell department. That's why cantrips need to be a good to compensate.
Fairy Fire, actually, would totally make sense.
Yeah, because of the fireflies.
Yeah. Fog Cloud, Gift of Alacrity. Ooh. For 8 hours, you can add 1d8 to someone's initiative. Seems like, not useful for you because you just don't have very many spells, but that's cool. This music is... our music today is provided by Sirenscape. Check out their amazing work at sirenscape.com. This is somber music from Sirenscape. This is actually my soundscape Pleasant Forest, because I also have forest ambience, a single cicada, and Wind Through the Pines going very quietly underneath it. You can hear the cicada coming fairly regularly. This is one of my homemade sound sets for Sirenscape. I just felt like something chill. Heroism, I think that works totally well. Go to the bottom of the list and work our way up. Zephyr Strike, absolutely fucking not.
He's not that confident in himself yet. I'm fine with more offensive spells at like 4th or 5th level spell slots, but not like 1st to 3rd, as in like his development as a person.
Yeah. I would be okay with a smite. Like Searing Smite.
What Does he even have?
Next time you hit a creature with a melee weapon during the spell's duration, your weapon flares with white-hot intensity. The attack deals an extra 1d6 fire damage to the target and causes them to ignite. At the start of each of its turns until the spell ends, the target must make a con save. On a failed save, it takes 1d6 fire damage. On a successful save, it ends.
God, that's horrific. And now you're on fire. It's fire spell, like.
Yeah. Silvery barbs.
Silvery barbs.
Yeah, I know, I had that exact same thought. You magically distract a triggering creature and turn its momentary uncertainty into encouragement for another creature. The triggering creature must roll the d20 and use the lower roll. When you then choose a different creature you can see within range, you can choose yourself. The chosen creature has advantage on the next attack roll, saving ability check or saving throw it makes within 1 minute.
I have to go on roll 20. I have to check that. It uses a melee or ranged weapon. I mean, that can be rectified with shopping. But I'm pretty sure that's right, and that he does have a crossbow.
I recall him having a crossbow, yeah.
I don't remember if I gave it away.
No, he has a light crossbow, a dagger, a hand axe. Technically. Technically a hand axe. Well, yeah, but he shouldn't use it.
Yes.
He's a -1 in strength.
Unless he has shillelagh.
Yeah.
Shouldn't use any of them, to be honest.
Oh, his light crossbow's okay. He's a +5 with the light crossbow.
Of course. Yeah. Smite spells are melee weapon only.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In terms of like, creating synergy in a homebrew class. If we're considering actually considering adding smite spells, you should probably have shillelagh.
That's true. I wouldn't suggest shield because you've only got 2 spells.
Yeah, no, it's
though,
even if it's on the expanded spell list, it's not gonna be chosen.
It wouldn't make it. Shield of Faith, on the other hand.
Does it scale? I don't think that spell scales.
Oh, true. Shimmering Field appears around the creature of your choice within range, granting a +2 bonus to AC for the duration.
It's apt, but yeah, unfortunate.
No,
We're already struggle busting as it is. As a warlock. You'll probably go on something. So, heroism is neato.
Yeah. Those other ones.
I also like Searing Smite because it's the fire thing.
Yeah. Goodberry, Hellish Rebuke. Again, it's a reaction. You wouldn't want that. Jim's Magic Missile.
Yeah, probably not.
Ooh, Magnify Gravity. I don't think so, but it's a cool spell.
I don't think so, but that does sound very cool.
Hex.
No. No. It's on the Warlock spell list, but highly doubt. X.
Yeah. X to doubt. Long Strider? Doesn't stack.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Especially because I already have Expeditious Retreat.
That's true.
As a
my other suggestion would be Fairy Fire.
That's true, Fairy Fire. Okay, wait. If I think about this like the same idea I did with Guidance and Smoothie.
Oh, true. I'll have a look.
No, like...
Smoothie has Bless already as well. He also has Fairy Fire.
That's true. I was more thinking Searing Smite is kinda what Trish has already got, right? With the M
Yeah.
Lance.
That's true.
Because I think the sneak attack deals fire. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, she's already
Hell yeah.
scary. Yeah.
And it's like a.
So we're saying heroism for definite.
Yeah, and I think Q-Wins gets to stay because it's not
Q-Wins?
the Warlock spell list anyway.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Then Flaming Sphere and Lesser Restoration. I have no issue with Lesser Restoration.
Do I even have that spell picked? I don't think so. But yes.
It's not very
agree with
useful.
that. Yeah.
And let's see if we can do better.
It's alright. It's alright. It's a good baby greater restoration. Alright, second level.
Build the spells. Come on. No, you piece of crap. Acid Arrow. Aid. Alter Self. Bark Skin. Borrowed Knowledge. Harm Emotions? No. Continual Flame?
I was like, I mean, if it's Pact of the Self, Alter Self seems pretty nice, but also because it's a transmutation spell that changes, like, so you can swim better or have,
I reckon no, that could track totally. You're like the claws come out of your hands. I'm very happy with Alter Self. If you fancy that.
That seems like too many stuff lined up. It's just also, I think, even though it doesn't scale, it's a nice utility spell if we need to swim or whatever.
Yeah. A flame equivalent to the brightness of a torch springs forth from an object that you touch. The effect looks like a regular flame, creates no heat and doesn't use oxygen. Continual flame can be covered and hidden, but not smothered or quenched. That's not very useful. I mean, it's quite useful.
All of you being animal people. It's true. It does help with the thematics of all the stuff and that.
Dragon's Breath. You touch one willing creature and imbue it with the power to spew magical energy from its mouth, provided it has one. Until the spell ends, the creature can take an action to exhale energy of the chosen type in a 15-foot cone. Each creature in the area must take a dex save, taking 3d6 damage of the chosen type on a failed save and half as much on a successful. When you cast with the third level or higher, the damage increases for 1d6 for each spell level above the first.
Enhance ability.
That's very him. Yeah, no, I pay that completely. If it's talking about buffing other people.
Yeah. Or the self.
Gift of Gab. What's
that's a spell that you can take back what you said.
Jim's Dark Magic is said to have invented this spell. Jim Dark Magic is said to have invented this spell, originally calling it... I said what? Have you ever been talking to the local monarch and accidentally mentioned how the sun looks like your favorite hog from when you were growing up on the family farm? We've all been there. But rather than being beheaded for an honest slip of the tongue, you can pretend it never happened by ensuring that no one knows it did. When you cast this spell, you skillfully reshape the memories of listeners in your immediate area so that... Yeah, alright. No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was the other one we would say. Heat metal.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
You definitely wouldn't do hold person.
No.
Healing Spigot. Kinetic Jaunt. Magic Mouth. Magic Weapon. Maximilian's Earthen Grasp. Nope.
Number man. Increasing pressure.
Pass without trace. Nah.
That's true.
Phantasmal Force, Scorching Ray.
Shadow Blade. It does make sense for the spell list. of the self. Yeah, even though it might not take it.
Spiritual weapon.
Enhance ability. But as what? I'm just imagining. What would his spiritual weapon be?
A massive ball of fireflies.
That's true. I'm just pondering the idea. I don't think it's spiritual weapon, but I'm just pondering the idea.
It does stack as well. It goes to level. It's 3d8s, or 2d8s at level.
It's an excellent spell. Clerics get so many good spells. It's not concentration, and you get to bash people with it.
Yeah, it's a bonus action.
Yeah.
Vortex, warp, web, zone of truth.
Pact of the inner flame. I like that. That's a good reflavor if we're also doing fire stuff.
Yeah.
It's like also self and fire stuff. Oh,
yeah.
Man, that's great.
Like it. Pact of the inner flame. Well, it's... Yeah.
Okay.
Wither and bloom. You can invoke death and life upon a 10-foot radius sphere. Absolutely not. Cool idea, but not for Helvig.
Yeah, for sure.
Vortex warp. You magically twist space around another creature you can see within range. The target must succeed a con save, or the target is teleported to an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within range. Yeah, he doesn't impose his will on other people. Sorry, no.
Update, Jack O'Brien. We are... his race is now called the Anvilroach, and we're now dealing with his warlock patron of himself, which is... We just named by our lovely chat the Pact of the Inner Flame, because it's about fire stuff, and the self, because he's being more confident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's an elegant egotist at this point.
Yes.
Are you liking enhanceability?
Yeah, I think that's very apt.
Yeah.
I think Lesser Restoration also gets to stay on there.
Yep. Cool. I don't mind that.
Self-empowerment pact. Exactly.
Yeah.
You're getting it.
Res. And... What was it? Enhanceability. Yeah.
So first level, just to... yeah! So to recap, first level expanded spells is Cure Wounds and Heroism. Well, that's what I have, so... correct me if you have different notes.
No.
And then for second level, Lesser Restoration and Enhanceability.
Yeah. And so third level, currently it's Daylight and Revivify. And I don't hate Revivify. But I don't think Daylight tracks anymore.
I don't think Daylight tracks either.
Which is a shame given where you're going.
Well, actually, Josh, Daylight actually doesn't do...
Doesn't it though? It doesn't hurt
actual
them.
sunlight. Which is bullshit, by the way.
Well, never mind, you're not getting to keep it anyway.
First is justifiable. Yeah, that is the true inner flame.
I actually don't hate that.
Yes.
Inner flame, outer flame. Let the flame surround you.
Let the flame caress you to eternal sleep.
Holy power radiates from you with an order of 30 feet of boldness within friendly creatures. Crusader's Mantle is like uber heroism. Until the spell ends, the aura moves with you, centered on you, while in the aura, each non-hostile creature in the aura, including you, deals an extra 1d4 radiant damage when it hits with a weapon. So it's actually nothing like heroism. Erupting earth. A fountain of churned earth and stone erupts from a 20-foot cube. Each creature in that area must make a dex save. It takes 3d12 bludgeoning on a failed save, half as much on a successful. Additionally, the ground in that area becomes difficult terrain. That's cool. Doesn't make any sense, but very cool. Yeah, there is fireball. Haste.
I was just thinking that because of the inner flame idea. It's like inner flame, being fast, idea of the furnace, that kind of tracks.
Yep, don't hate haste. You've already got fly.
Yeah, my spell list would change depending on how we do this. It's true. It would be cool. Especially also probably hasting like a powerhouse like Trish or something.
Oh god. No. Actually, I have problems with haste. Just gonna be honest.
What do you mean, Josh? What do you mean? Flying fireball on a stick.
Spirit guardians?
I do like spirit guardians.
You call forth spirits to protect you. They flit around you at a distance of 15 feet.
Good spell.
When you cast the spell, you designate any number of creatures you can see to not be affected. Creature takes 3d8 radiant if they pass the save and half on a successful wisdom save. I think that's quite good, and it would definitely be just little fire spirit around him. You know what that'll be? Spirit Shroud.
Will it be fire? I'm assuming.
Yeah, it would be fire, not radiant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Summon
I would qualify it as neutral. Yeah, look.
Beacon of Hope.
No, that's sort of the point. It's that you can't do that.
Remove curse, I'd say. Yeah.
You've already got Vampiric Touch.
You make good points.
Or a Vitality
But I
Beacon
do
of
feel
Hope.
like Vampiric Touch was... He got it from Mr. Man.
Yeah. Wall of sand, wall of water, wind wall, water breathing, water walk. Tongues.
Call lightning. Could be flavor call lightning. Beacon of Hope's the max heal one, right? Pretty sure that's correct. Yeah. That has synergy with... It's like, yes, design. Class designing. No, must have synergy, otherwise what are we even doing? What's even the point? That does have synergy with healing light for one. Just for themselves.
The spell bestows hope and vitality. Choose any number of creatures within range, being 30 feet. For the duration, each target has advantage on wisdom saving throws and death saves, and regains the maximum number of hit points from any possible healing.
Yeah,
and you cast it just before your short rest.
Does that count?
No.
The DM. I was like, I don't think it should count.
No, it doesn't.
I don't think
Definitely does not. I'd give you 1 dice.
1 dice of max. It might be worth it. I mean, it's up to a minute, and the short rest is like an hour.
I rule short rest of being about 20 minutes.
I do like Beacon of Hope.
Sure.
Because it also fits with the idea you had earlier of Spare the Dying being appropriate because he's been through that a lot.
Given what he's been through,
And since it gives advantage on death saving throws as well, and max healing.
Or a vitality. Healing energy radiates from you. Till the spell
Tongues
ends,
is
the aura
also
moves
good.
with you. And bonus action to cause one creature within the aura, including you, to regain 2d6 hit points. That's Aura of Vitality. Lasts for a minute.
Yeah.
It is concentration.
I don't think. Well, I don't think it's Aura of Vitality mainly because we only have 2 options to pick from, and Healing Light already does that.
Yeah.
And yeah, you have that too, because we checked your spell list to make sure I didn't just steal your stuff.
Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah, that's true. What does Smoothie have?
I think you do have Beacon of Hope, if I remember correctly, but I think it's just... I'm willing to let that go. It's concentration anyway.
Calm Emotions, Moonbeam, See Invisibility, Spiritual Weapon, Zone of Truth, Animate Dead, Aura of Vitality, Bestow Curse, Liamon's Tiny Hut.
Oh.
Are the third ones. So you've got Aura of Vitality, but not Beacon of Hope.
Yeah.
And that would synergize really well together.
Its redundancy isn't per se a bad thing. That's correct. Especially if we design a Warlock.
But Beacon of Hope and Aura of Vitality between them, and you're both pinging off each other.
Really good. Yeah.
Everyone's maxing their healing from Aura of Vitality. That's dope.
It wasn't shade. It's fine. It's fine, Jack. It's fine. Right. The Beacon of Hope.
Counterspell?
What was that? I don't think so. I mean, with the same ideas, like, that feels like him imposing, being like, no.
True. Valid point. Yeah. Who put up that really good... Bishop Blood put up a really good list. I think Spirit Guardians just because it's a really good spell.
Yes.
And
also because that is quite neato as well. Probably also...
And Beacon of Hope? Yeah.
Yeah.
Beacon of Hope and Spirit Guardians?
Yeah.
Cool.
Power Rangers. Oh god. Just spat everywhere. Okay.
Spirit Guardians.
Level 4.
Well, yeah, we'll do level 4, but I don't think we'll bother with level 5 because we're not going to get there for a little while yet.
Yeah, we'll do level 5.
We need to do level 4. We'll do level 5 when that happens.
Matters.
Yeah. Guardian of Faith and Wall of Fire. I fell into a burning wall of fire.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
The Ring of Fire.
Sun Elemental.
Duck bait. Ooh-ha.
Quick glance.
Black Tentacles, Blight, Aura of Purity, Aura of Life, Arcane Eye, Charm Monster, Conjure Woodland Beast, Confusion, Compulsion, Conjure Minor Elemental, Death Ward, Dimension Door, Divination, Dominate Beast, Elemental Bane. Hold up. Choose one creature you can see within range. Choose one of the following damage types: Acid, Cold, Fire, Lightning, or Thunder. The target must succeed a con save or be affected by the spell for the duration. The first time each turn the affected target takes damage from the chosen type, the target takes an extra 2d6 damage of that type. However, the target loses any resistance. Moreover, the target loses any resistance to that damage type it has. So, you're now very vulnerable to fire. Trish comes up. Smite. More damage.
More damage. I'm looking at Fire Shield because of the fire flavor, but mainly freedom of movement because that seems like I'm now unshackled by my anxiety.
Humblestrad. No, who was it? Yeah, so it's going to be Burrowovia? Burrowovia?
Stop.
Wasn't me. Somebody else came up with that. I was like, yes. Fire shield,
what have
you say?
You done?
Thin, wispy flames wreathe your body for the duration, shedding bright light at a 10-foot radius and dim light for another 10. I love that already. You can end the spell early by using an action. The flames provide you a warm shield or chill shield, as you choose. Grants you resistance to cold magic, or fire damage. In addition, whenever a creature within 5 feet of you hits you with a melee attack, the shield erupts with flame. The target takes 2d8 fire damage from the warm shield or 2d8 cold from the cold shield. Sure, I have no issue with that.
That's for the fire flavor, but I think in terms of like the self, or like buffs, freedom of movement.
Oh sure, yeah.
It was great. Ah, hell yeah.
Hallucinatory terrain.
Damage ice storm. No. It'll be like a baby's first meteor shower, Bishop Blood. Bludgeoning damage and fire. Oh god.
Polymorph? I would have thought Polymorph is already on the Warlock's list.
I think so too.
Staggering Smite.
Avoid
Sickening
difficult terrain.
Radiance.
Your speed also can't be reduced, and you can't be paralyzed or restrained. Valiant Odyssey. So all the things that like stop you from moving, basically, are like, nope. And then you can just spend 5 feet to automatically escape them.
When a creature moves in this spell's area for the first time or starts its turn there, the creature must succeed a con save or take 4d10 radiant damage, suffer 1 level of exhaustion, and emit dim greenish light with a 5-foot radiance. This is Sickening Radiance. The light makes it impossible for creatures to benefit from being invisible. The light and any levels of exhaustion caused by this spell go away when the spell ends.
Just to get dark for a hot second.
Wow.
I was discussing Sickening Radiance with an IRL friend group, and it was horrifying to be like, why not just chain someone to it? You know how people die if they
my god. Yeah, 6 levels. Yeah.
It doesn't matter whatever like resist they have, they'll just, perish on the spot. And what if we just capture a big bad and then just
it would only take like 35 seconds. Yeah.
Like, oh my god. They'll just be so tired they die.
It lasts for 10 minutes as well, so yeah. The sort of kill a dragon if you lock it in a box with it for an hour, yeah.
You like good luck locking in the box, but I guess you can kill him.
Yeah. There is a 7th level spell that you can seal anything in any box you like.
Death word.
Wall of Fire? Create a wall of fire. 60 feet long, 20 feet high, 1 foot thick. Anybody who goes into it takes 5d8 fire damage, half as much damage on a successful save. I don't understand how... when the wall appears, each creature within its area must take a dex save.
Yeah.
If you deliberately go through it, I would say you just take that damage.
It's just, do you not understand the bit that's like, only one side of the fire burns you?
No, I would rule that both sides do. That's stupid. What are we thinking?
Well, freedom of movement, I think.
Sure.
For one, and since it's 4th level, I'm more fine with. And now we just blow shit up. In terms of like, yes, this is the starting bit of being more
phenomenal cosmic power.
Utilize inner flame to outer flame.
Yeah. Turn the inner flame into outer flame. So what are we saying?
Outer flame. So I think it has to be a fire class of some kind? Question mark?
Yeah.
And then people were saying,
what's Ice Storm? It's Firestorm instead.
Some elemental is 4th level. I'm pretty sure it needs a material component. That seems like money.
Also, the whole reason he doesn't have a patron anymore is because he's not connected to any elementals anymore.
Yeah. He's very dead. He is not an elemental himself, sadly.
A creature takes 2d8
construct.
bludgeoning and 4d6 cold on a failed save, and half as much on a successful one from Ice Storm, but reflavored as fire is an option. Fire Shield, did you say?
I did say Fire Shield earlier.
I don't mind Fire Shield, but it's not Big Bang magic damage.
It's not. It's not much of an offensive thing.
No.
But it is target self. I'm low-key okay with... It's just sad. I'm low-key okay with Firestorm. It's just gonna be like big balls of fireflies descending from the sky.
Yeah.
Oh my god. His own little tiny volcano.
It would be volcanoes coming up from the ground instead. It would be lava. Yeah.
Oh, I was imagining how Vic being his own like little volcano, just like shooting like.
Oh sure. Yeah. I could see that.
And then it will just like fall down like
Lava.
artillery fire.
Yes. Oh, that's horrifying. From the gaps in his spines.
Yeah. Oh, they're like guns. They just go like Blastoise.
Yes.
Just like
exactly like Blastoise. That is exactly what I was imagining. All right. Let's say that
God.
then. So fire. Well, it's Ice Storm.
Ice Storm, but fire. Yeah.
Storm, and
But fire.
and freedom of movement.
Yeah, freedom of movement.
Move.
I'm just gonna casually go on the 5th level spell list in case there's like something like Flame Strike.
Flame Strike and Greater Restoration are already there, and you'd probably want both of those.
Yeah, I think this is the easiest level. This is the easiest level. That, or instead of Greater Restoration, Mass Cure Wounds.
Yeah. And I have no issue with the Healing Light. Radiant Soul is the only other thing we need to look at, really, and reflavor, maybe. Starting at 6th level, your link with the Celestial allows you to serve as a conduit for radiant energy. You have resistance to radiant damage, and when you cast a spell that deals radiant or fire damage, you can add your charisma modifier to one radiant or fire damage roll of that spell against one of its targets. I don't actually mind it, but I'd reflavor it to be fire damage. Rather than radiant. You would have resistance to fire, and you can add your charisma modifier to any fire damage roll you do, which you're going to be doing a lot of now.
I was like, hold up. My brain was just like, wait a sec, he's already resistant to fire. But no, that's Bennett. There's too many characters.
Yeah.
Too many. I was like, everyone's resistant to fire.
It makes total sense that he's resistant to fire because
that does make sense.
It powers him, and also he's made of metal.
Okay. Fire Soul.
Yeah.
More like probably rename it to something cool. Like chat's gonna say something about like inner flame.
Yeah.
And like the soul or.
The bludgeoning could come from launching metal spines.
Oh my god.
Horrifying. Mecha Godzilla.
Now that's the real self-confidence to be like.
Yeah. Just throwing bits of yourself. I'll get it later. It's fine. Yeah, I think that's. I don't actually have an issue with it. I was going to say he needs to be resistant to fire, but yeah, I think that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
Fire damage. When you cast a spell that deals radiant or fire damage, you can add your charisma modifier to one radiant or fire damage roll. Yeah, I actually don't even mind it being. I don't even mind the radiant part of that. I think you're a conduit for fire energy instead of radiant. And so yeah, you become resistant to fire damage, but in all other respects it's basically just exactly the same. Fire soul. Or flaming soul, or burning soul, or inner flame. We call that.
Sorry, can you repeat that, Josh?
So yeah, the only change to Radiant Soul I would make at all is that you become resistant to to fire instead of Radiant. I wouldn't even remove the ability to change you can buff Radiant and fire damage because of your original link to. There's always a bit of a muddled line between whether or not your attacks were Radiant or fire anyway. So I don't mind that either, to be honest. I think you can, modify Radiant or fire damage as you will. But, yeah, so the only change made to Radiant Soul is that you are now fire resistant rather than Radiant resistant. And you're Pact of the Self.
Sure, I'm okay with that.
And we're a ways off from level 10 when we look at Celestial Resistance, but I would want to do something else with Celestial Resilience.
Yeah, it's probably... I'm imagining right now while we're like throwing ideas, it's probably something to do with like... Because it's 10th level, that's around about... I think I need to compare it with other classes, but I think that's around about the time where you get like resistance or immunity to like your own mini freedom of movement / like heroism, where you become less afraid, you become more brave, or like it's harder for people to impose their will upon you, like advantages, like
it's sort of like the paladin thing. Level 6 paladin ability where people near you get buffed a bit. So your charisma modifier given to other people. I would, you know what? I really like that idea. Would you like that instead of Radiant Soul?
Ooh. The whole thing instead of the whole Radiant Soul?
I still think he'd be resistant to fire damage.
Yeah,
I think he'd still be resistant to fire. But let me just...
I think that's great.
I think that makes sense.
Like later level ability. It's true.
Destructive
Wave. Destructive Wave is an excellent spell.
For Paladin.
Paladins deserve great spells because, they are half-casters.
Aura of Courage, I think it's called. Where are you? Aura of Protection. At 6th level, when you or a friendly creature within 10 feet of you makes a saving throw, the creature gains a bonus to the saving throw equal to your charisma modifier. And at level 10, creatures within 10 feet of you can't be frightened while you are conscious. And the protection and courage both expand to 30 feet at level 18, which is pretty high, but... I would be happy to give you Aura of Protection instead of Radiant Soul. And also you can become, I would almost say that being resistant to fire is a racial trait rather than a warlock trait.
That's true.
And I would also be prepared to bake into it the higher level, it increases the range of the aura increases to 30 feet.
All right, Josh, I do have to bring up to you that this will make Helvig more resilient.
It's my duty of care for you and me.
Yeah. And that's +4 to all saving throws.
Put it this way.
Yeah. I've obviously his AC went super down, but like...
I think he can only give it to other people.
Okay.
It doesn't affect him, but I would say people within 10 feet, I'll combine the two, but it can't affect him. People within 10 feet can't become frightened, and they gain a bonus to their saves equal to his charisma mod. But it doesn't work on him, it only works on everybody else within 10 feet of him.
I think that's a little bit antithesis to the whole self-improvement thing.
Okay.
When he doesn't gain it himself, as in
True.
I feel like
I like the idea, but I take the point you're making.
I was like, I think that what I would be more inclined for a nerf is that it only affects Helvig and no one else. And then it'll be like an aura extension at higher level.
That's cool. Yeah. So at level 10, he can give it to other people.
Yeah.
Yeah?
What you think? And then like the capstone, which is level...
Because we have also just dropped
14
his AC
is it
as well,
extended.
as you say. Yeah.
And at level 14, it goes to 30 feet.
Yeah.
Or less than, so we don't be more powerful than paladins.
I don't mind the 30 feet thing. Yeah. Saving throws. Or we make it not saving throws.
Okay.
What if we were to say...
So then it's like ability checks and attack rolls only?
I reckon
that's
attack rolls. If someone is next to him, like 10 feet is not far in combat.
10 feet is not far, for sure.
He'd have to be in the thick of it.
Now is the fine line of design of like balancing thematic simplicity and also like practice.
Yeah. Saving throws is potentially like some fights don't feature any. And it's still only 10 feet
Attack
of
roll
him.
Seems like
attack rolls is like
busted
all the time. Yeah, we shouldn't probably do that. But also
it's absolutely cracked.
but ability checks is also broken as fuck because we like whole half the seasons can elapse without any combat. And so anybody standing next to Helvig is quite good. Gets basically their proficiency again on anything.
It's kind of like ability checks feels like a cracked version of like Bard Jack of all trades.
Yeah.
This is like the thing Bards would multi-class into just to get.
Yes, absolutely.
Holy.
I don't think we can do it without breaking him.
No.
It would have to be saving throws. What is his charisma mod? +4?
He +4, yep.
Yeah. I don't mind. I think I quite like it works on him initially, and then at level 10 it'll work on everybody around him, and then at level 14 it'll work on people around him at a larger range. Yeah. I don't think we give him the frightened as well thing. I reckon it's just saving throws.
Yeah.
How about this? It's saving throws, but not all saving throws except charisma ones. Because he's already got his charisma applied to his saving throw.
But Josh, how often does a charisma saving throw come up?
That's
Possession.
True.
And that's
true.
it.
Yeah. That's valid.
And surely he shouldn't be possessed because he is.
He's already had this conversation.
He's already had his shit racked.
No, that's true. He's already done that. Yeah, alrighty. Yeah.
Possession and banishment. I think that's the only two that comes to mind. And both is
Yeah, otherwise it's wisdom, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise it's wisdom for the most part.
Alright. I'm happy to say that. It's, yeah. I've just made him easier to hit in another way.
Yeah, which is the normal way. You made him easier to hit
way.
the most common normal way.
Yeah. Still takes half damage.
Yeah, we're just considering the thing. I think something else should also, just for clarity's sake, I think something else should happen at 14th.
Yeah. Absolutely. No,
yeah.
I agree. Yeah. There's the 14th level one. The starting at 14th, your radiant energy you channel allows you to resist death, which tracks completely. When you have to make a death saving throw at the start of your turn, you can instead spring back to your feet with a burst of radiant energy. You regain hit points equal to half of your hit point maximum. I'd nerf it a bit, but I don't mind that at all, because it does track. He's already died once.
Then stand
not
up.
Again. Each creature of your choice within 30 feet of you takes radiant damage equal to 2d8 plus your charisma mod, and is
He's
blinded.
like a phoenix.
Yeah.
I mean, half is not too crazy. It's also level 14.
Yeah.
As in, like...
Yeah, I'd nerf it a bit, but yeah, that.
Oh, I guess
is
nerf
quite
it a
good.
bit because the power budget went into...
Yeah, the aura
extending
of,
the aura.
Yeah, 30
I'm fine
feet
with that.
in all directions is good. You don't need to be in the middle of a combat anymore for your friends to take advantage of that.
Ooh, and then it's also like... it triggered a happy click in my brain that the aura's size at this level is 30 feet, and that's also the I am a phoenix, bitches.
Yeah.
Combat. I like
Everybody dodge. Yeah.
because of his inner enlightenment. If only let's try and trick Josh into giving me an extra spell slot.
No. If anything, he has
Damn.
less magic.
Oh no, it backfired.
No, I really like that. I think you made a really good case for it. I think it tracks. How about, rather than it's your charisma mod, it's your proficiency. Proficiency.
In the aura?
Yeah. That will scale.
It will be one less.
One less now, but it will scale.
That's true.
And
let me look at proficiency bonus.
Bad. Slightly less amazing.
Oh, oops, wrong game system.
Pretty sure it's +3.
Now how high does it go?
6.
+6? My
Yeah.
god, it's better than 20 charisma.
Yeah. Which I think is in his future. But you have to get to level 17. You have to get to level 17 before you get a +6. But at level 9 you would be at +4, which is where you are already.
Intimidation, like save. Great idea for something else like Conquest, Obi. But I'm gonna have to shoot it down for the same idea that's like, oh, you mean...
Oh, when he bounces back up.
When he bounces back.
Ah, yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
okay,
he's only
I'm
level
more
6.
Okay with
level
this.
14 is a long way off. It's taken 40 episodes to get him to level. He's nearly at 7 now.
This is quite a lot.
So we're halfway.
I was gonna say that the aura probably doesn't like scare people.
No.
It's more like he's more secure in himself.
Bigs up everybody
unless
else.
they have unless they're jealous of that, but I doubt.
Yeah. Oh, he's so beautiful. I can't even.
Wow, he's so confident now at level 14.
I want to do better just to make him feel good. Um,
Oh,
oh
wow.
my. Cool. Alrighty.
Okay.
Are
Proficiency
you?
bonus is like healthier.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
That's fine.
charisma makes sense, but proficiency bonus is just a little bit nicer for me.
It's a Josh pick.
Yeah. I mean, it's only gonna work until 9th level, at which point you go back up to +4 anyway.
No, it'll work until. Did I close it? It'll work until
Level 13?
13, yeah, because it'll have 20 charisma at level 8.
Oh, that's next level up, is it? Yeah. Then this sounds like a really good choice on Josh's part. Yes.
This is a really good choice.
But it's still a pretty dope ability for a level 6 warlock. Yeah.
It's good, yes.
Cool.
Can't deny. I'm thinking of how a nerf would affect the.
And were we saying
13.
it would affect at level 6? It only affects you.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. And then at level.
That seems nice. The progression of like
And then level 10, it goes to everybody else within 10 feet.
Within 10 feet.
And then 14, it goes to everybody within 30 feet. But we also give you some other stuff at those levels. And the other thing you get is being resistant to fire.
Yeah, but that's in Anvil Roar.
Well,
probably.
It comes from somewhere.
It comes from somewhere. Maybe not in the Anvil
He has
Roar
it,
thing.
and it doesn't really matter now.
It's just it's intrinsically tied to his soul rule of cool. Resistance to fire.
Proficiency bonus is a good call, Jack O'Brien says. A good thing to base a lot of homebrew improvements on, I'd argue on.
Thank
you, I agree.
It's a neat scale.
Yeah, because it scales naturally along the progression line. Cool beans! Well, so we have that's Helvig all figured out. So Helvig, the anvil wrought hedge, will have most of the abilities of a hedge, but will also feature will lose the ability to talk to bugs, because he's not an actual hedgehog anymore, and they don't get him anymore. But he picks up the constructed resilience trait, or a good portion of it, from Warforged, gaining the advantage on saving throws from being poisoned and resistance to poison damage. So he's resistant to poison and fire now. He also is immune to disease, but he does still need to sleep and can be put to sleep by magic. He also does need to eat, drink, and breathe. He also gains a +2 to his armor class from a version of integrated protection. One from the armor class buff from that, and one from the residual Literarily buff. He also loses any of the debuffs from Literarily. So he doesn't have disadvantage on sleight of hand or stealth anymore, which is handy. And then for his Warlock Pact, not a huge amount has changed actually. He's basically a Pact of Celestial, but with a different spell list. And yeah, he gets to a bit of a pally buff for himself at level 6. He gets Word of Radiance and Guidance for his cantrips, and Beacon of Hope, Spirit Guardians, Heroism, Cure Wounds, Lesser Restoration, Enhance Ability, Ice Storm, Firestorm, and Freedom of Movement added to his potential spell list. And Dan, I'm going to say you can, I'll rejig the actual thing, or you can either way. You know both. I trust you to do any changes to the character sheet you want. I am okay with you.
Type up a Google Doc that's like, did I cover everything? And then before I change stuff, so it's like a checklist.
You can also you've got Pact of the Chain, which I presume he's not going to change. But any invocations you want, you can feel free to basically build a brand new at level 6.
Cool. Yeah.
Sweet as. Well, Boys and girls, ladies and gents, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, thank you so much for joining us this evening. This has been an interesting chat. I thought it would be cool, and what's fun is that Dan is at least as experienced a D&D player as I am. And so this was a really useful person to have to bounce ideas off. I'm glad I didn't just sit and do it my own self, because you would have been far more open.
Yeah, without me being like, Josh.
Hold on, Josh. That's really ridiculously overpowered. Thank you for pointing that out. You are correct. And thanks to chat for joining us. It's been a really interesting thing having you guys here, bouncing ideas off us as well. It's why I did this live. I think it's a really cool idea. So thanks very much for joining us, guys. So, fun piece of information, fun new fact for those who have joined us since we started. First of all, I've got to throw up that picture of Trish again. How cute is that? She can see us out. Yay to the birth of the Pact of the Inner Flame. Exactly, Omi. There's
Excellent
our Trish,
name,
and she beautiful. That's news number one. Jack, what do you think? How gorgeous is that? Second news, we have acquired...
So good.
We are now an affiliate with Wooten Forge. Wooten Forge are a West Australian company that make beautiful handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories from exotic and Australian hardwoods. Almost all of it is recycled as well, which is very much my jam. And if you want to support the channel or Wooten Forge, you can head over to their website, wootenforge.com, and check out some of their amazing products. And if you use in the link in chat, which is wootenforge.com !scarref that's our affiliate link. And if you purchase anything whilst they're with that affiliate link, we get a kickback, which would be a really cool way of supporting the channel. So yeah, do go and check their shit out, because it's dope. The link is also in the About section on the channel as well. So thanks very much for checking that out, guys. It is beautiful stuff. I've got a piece here. They'll even engrave it for you. It's got their logo embossed into the leather on the inside. Dan's got some Wooten Forge stuff as well, don't you, Dan?
Yeah.
Somewhere. I'm not saying get it now.
Well, it's right here. Ho ho. Wooten Forge.
Beautiful.
They're really great.
It is. It's lovely.
Like, your dice are so secure, and I'm just so proud. Like,
I really like this little bit. This, because it's got like padding. And this is for a
your
mini. Yeah. I use it. I put a glass dice in there so it doesn't get damaged. But yeah, it keeps 3 full sets of dice and a mini or 2, very, very safe. And it's got really strong magnets holding it together. And it has completely replaced my other dice tray that I got on a Kickstarter, which is a shame because it's a really nice dice tray. This is my other dice tray.
Just have more. Just have more dice.
I mean, I do. I've got loads of dice.
See? You're using it anyway.
I still use it. I don't have room for all of my dice in my other dice box. That's for my expanded dice box. Exactly. Well, Dan, who the absolute heck are you?
Hello, I am Dan in the Meat Space, dear up into cyberspace. Thank you for being here and brainstorming with us and figuring out whatever the fuck my character is now, considering he's been through a lot. Find him next week, I guess, hopefully. Yay, hi Siri. But aside from that, you can't find me anywhere because I like to lurk and you all deserve love. So that's what I do, and just in the silence, spreading the good vibes. Take care of yourselves.
There we go. Calm down, silly pup.
Oh,
what you doing?
The pupper. The stream pupper is here.
Stream pupper. And mesdames et messieurs, dames under Herren and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. And yeah, you can find me here on my channel, Corsairs Cove, where I run D&D. But you've done that. Good job. Keep doing it. Thanks very much. We will be having more D&D on... Well, it's not D&D. It's actually we're playing Mutant Chronicles on Wednesday for our one-shot Wednesday. It's a 2-shot this week. Tony Karlstrom is back in the DM seat to finish off the story with me, Daria. Brendan, Karen, and Ardana will be joining us back again. How exciting. Jack O'Brien, happy birthday, Dan. Seriously, you need to stop. You need to stop with the barking. Thank you.
See, he's just trying to say happy birthday to me too.
Yeah. Reptilian Brute, thank you very much for the follow. Cool name. Like that. Oh yes, so excited. Yeah, we've got to figure out a whodunit on Mars. Then tomorrow night I will be back for some more homebrew, actually. Homebrewing a brand new game system, because I'm an idiot. And I want to take on the idea of homebrewing something completely from scratch. Why not? I've been doing this for a while, I might be good at it. You can also find me in the Meat Space on Saturday afternoon down in Bridgetown, where I will be running a game at Winterfest at Blackwood D&D, which is going to be very, very exciting, from 2 till 5 in Western Australia. If you happen to live in the Bridgetown area, come and check me out. Come and hang out and play D&D with me. I will be running one of my favourite one-shots, the one that Dan is familiar with as well, the Lady Saren Shala in the Empty Quarter, because reasonably confident no one down there has heard of it. And it's good. So, yes, if you enjoy my face and voice, you can also find me in the podcast There Be Dragons, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Skane Felspar and his little dragon, Hrosh. We'll be back with more Helvig and more Humblewood action next Monday, for when Dan and Jack and Rachel can rejoin us. Hopefully by then we will have Helvig art as well. But I'm honestly not putting any pressure on Daria, particularly as she's currently streaming with the Eldritch Scribe. So we will, I reckon, to celebrate how great the art is, we'll have to go and drop a raid on them.
Yeah,
I think that's what we have to do.
Drop a raid on them, huh?
But we do first have to just mention the Ukrainian people very quickly.
Yeah.
Ukraine is going through some rubbish. If you have any spare money, please consider chucking it towards the Ukrainian Emergency Action Appeal. A group of charities gotten together to help people fleeing the violence in Ukraine. It would be awesome if you could give any spare money you have at all to that. That'd be great. Bloody legends. Thank you, champions. We also have the YouTube and the socials and the Discord. All of those are things that you could do and be and come and hang out with us and talk more stuff and homebrew more shit. If people come and check out us on the Discord, I will share my homebrew class, the race, the Terran class. Or race. Can't wait for the charity Dan shot featuring Shaw's Edge Dan, Helvig Dan, Bennick Dan, Bristlehorn Dan, Brayley Dan, and Avatar Dan.
Yeah, I'm also so excited.
No, I mean we will be doing the next charity event will be International Talk Like Josh the Pirate Day, which is September 19th. We will be back because that's also our birthday, the channel's birthday, and it's 3 days before my birthday. But yeah, the channel's birthday is that day because that's when we launched technically. So boom, we'll be back, and I'm thinking we're going to go for 24-hour straights. So maybe we could prevail upon Dan to run a Dan shot then. 6 cameras, one man who will win. Love it. 5 days before yours, Jack.
Survivor.
Alrighty, well, guys, thank you very much. We've been streaming for a hot minute, so we'll go away from here now. We're going to go and raid the Eldritch Scribe, who are bloody legends, awesome peeps. Smash the follow button when you get there. I have been approached by Des to go and maybe play a game on their channel, and I'm gonna if I can. So yeah, you might be able to find me over there. I will also be on Ardana's channel, not this Friday, but next, for they're playing with her and Terrace in that homebrew world with the Gekatai. Name escapes me at the moment. So yeah. I'm gonna what we're gonna do is I'm going to put us on the end on say goodbye, and then we'll run a 1-minute ad, and then we will start that raid up. Because if you guys could stick around and watch the ad, that'd be great. And if you're subscribed, then you don't have to. You just have to watch our pretty pictures for the end. And that supports the channel. But yeah, when you get there, chuck your favorite raid emotes up in chat. Tell them where you came from. Show them the love. Smash the follow button. All that stuff. You know the deal. Guys, thanks very much for coming and hanging out with us. Say goodbye, Dan.
Bye me. Wait. Oh no. Oh god.